Good evening, Link to the Past League fans. I'm Kachiri, and welcome to today's Week 5 League race. It's Week 6, my bad. Between Rambler and SEJay of I Saw Rambler Jump Out of the Vents and New Hyrule Order, respectively. It's actually all Dungeons Key Sanity, I believe. So it's a mystery on the preload, but here we go. Joining me today in the comms booth here is cool Papa Bell. How you doing today?
I am doing good. I'm a little bit nervous that you saw Rambler jump out of vents and you still agreed to be on a team with him. So that makes me a little
I
suspicious of you. But
I mean, self-report. um, this may look weird given the scores right now. Right now, New Hyrule Orders at 7 wins, and Rambler Jump Out of the Vents is at 4. But Rambler Jump Out of the Vents is actually still in contention to get a playoff spot in this. We're off, by the way. A playoff spot. And we're going to start out with some blue rupees. Anyway. So what Rambler needs to do, the team, not the player, the player, because he's going to be in 3 of the games, is win all 4 games. And if we win all 4 games, the New Hyrule Order loses one next week, we actually get second place. So kind of got some high stakes here.
yeah, I mean, 9 points behind doesn't look great, but you can catch up really fast when you're playing that team that you're behind. You can close that gap really quickly. If Rambler Jump Out of Vents gets 2 wins this week. So we'll see how this goes. We saw Rambler save and quit immediately out of the Link's house there to head up to the north side, whereas SEJay is a dirty uncle router, apparently.
Oh, yeah. No, I heard that comment. We do find 2 keys there. I know one of them, Swamp Palace. We do need that key because we are playing all Dungeons Key Sanity. And by that logic, this is also an Aga Seed. I know how wild chat gets with that comment. But we only saw a piece of heart at Lumberjack. We've been having some money, 20 rupees for a tree pool, 50 rupees in Sanctuary. Bush crabs were nothing. But the small key in the Swamp Palace small key is big because that's the only key, and you need that key to get into the dungeon, basically.
Yeah, that's basically the big key of Swamp Palace, since the actual big key of Swamp Palace only locks the big chest, so the small key is much more important for access to the dungeon.
Ooh, SEJay kind of making a bit of a mishap there, trying to get a tree pool built up. Accidentally fell. We did find a small key in at the mushroom spot and a compass at the Thieves' Hideout. Rambler is going to go ahead and go into Kakariko. We'll see if Rambler goes straight to the bomb shop, and that looks like the plan.
Yeah, you can't always drop into the well and maybe gamble, hope that you find some bombs in there, but this is a much safer route to just drop down, buy some bombs right away, and not have to double dip the well or anything like that.
Yeah, you always check the tavern first, one last bailout possibility. But we're going to spend 50 rupees and hope that we find 75 more in our checks here.
So yeah, for those of you who are not super familiar with all Dungeons Key Sanities, this is basically who can full clear the game the fastest, because there are just so many keys and things that you have to find that you're going to be seeing a lot of item checks this game. So it's really all about efficiency.
Early bow is nice. Early bow means we find 2 pod smalls and 2 big keys for pod and Eastern. That's 2 dungeons out of the way. Now, mind you, while that goes on, there's also 4 more pod smalls that could be blocking items. So right now, Rambler's kind of hoping that, we don't need that many pod keys. Oh my, what was that bomb throw? We find boots, which is great. I'm not going to lie, but what was that bomb throw?
Sometimes the game just does what it wants. Ooh, and the mirror, too.
I heard you like going fast.
Yeah, we'll see if either of our runners wants to head back up for bonk rocks, or maybe clean that up a little bit later.
I mean, we probably, if we're going to go to the mountain, if we don't find flute, that would be probably the best place to do it. SEJay is about ready to go that same route as well.
And of course, in Key Sanity, you're even less likely to make your way all the way through to the sewers from the front of Hyrule Castle, since you need the sewer key as well. So when you go back to do back of escape is also a convenient time to hit that bonk rocks, which we can do now with that glove out of blindside.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you can do. Do 2 saving quits, get 2 checks out of the way. I mean, with the mirror, if we do end up getting Dark World access, doing the North Dark World route will get you bonk rocks, will get you King's Tomb as well.
Yeah, and those are the sorts of little optimizations that can really help you in all dungeons keys, of like which checks do you put off until you can do them a little bit faster. You know, it might only be 10 seconds that you're saving here or there, but those do start to add up over the course of what's going to be at least probably an hour and 40-minute run. And that's in the best case scenario, probably longer than that.
Oh yeah, no. If you do sub 2 in all dungeons, you know, that's a decent time. That's, you know, that's you 200 out 216 items. That the small key. There's a lot of small keys that are pointless, but you know, you're not far enough in the game to know if you can skip some small keys.
Yeah, because there are so many small keys that are so important, like the 2 castle tower keys you have to get both of. Turtle Rock, you need at least 3 of those to be sure you can clear everything in the dungeon. So yeah, these small keys, you just have to grab them when you see them.
And this one is a pod small, which could or could not be important. So let's see if we go ahead and we're doing the Unca route now to get that swamp key. It doesn't look like it. Looks like we're now going to go ahead and do dam to... Yeah, I mean, got a few things here. It looks like SEJay does not want to get those rupees. Actually changed the mind. Since there's so many keys in like the pool, finding random rupees does become harder.
Yeah, Rambler could be doing front of escape at this point, but probably wants a few more arrows to be on the safe side before going through that sequence. Or a better weapon.
We got enough rupees now to go into pod or to do Builds of Outcast minigames. Oh, looks like we're going to be either doing... Yeah, it's going to be bow mini Moldorm. Don't fail me now, Rambler. Also, guys, hide your mouse cursors.
I'll have to have a talk with them later.
I was just going to call out my teammate on that one. Then also I saw SEJay's up on there too. Alright, we get our first heart container. We get our hammer, okay? We are a moon pearl away from Dark World access. Oh. Now, Rambler has a choice. Rambler can farm that one thief spot, 5 times to get Zora money. SEJay is going to give us back of escape now.
Yeah, and I really like this play. When you get boots early, you know, people have sort of fallen away from Fake Flipper into Hobo to a large extent, but when you can water walk there, it's so much faster. Ooh, we find the lamp in the back of escape.
Nice, really nice to have, especially since, again, you know, they're still the same amount. You're just going to find the same amount, you know, piece of hearts, stuff like that. But they're now mostly in dungeons because you're going to find keys out in the overworld. So you're going to have low health like Eastern and low health all that. Now where is SEJay going?
I think SEJay is going to show us a Houlihan here, so he's also thinking about Zora money at this point.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
As Rambler is going to go ahead and farm a few more rupees, 20 at a time, out of this cave in front of Ice Rod Cave.
2 more trips and we'll have it.
Also worth noting that now we have Mirror, Hammer, and logical access to Death Mountain, so we can clear out pretty much everything in the light half of Death Mountain, including a couple chests in Tower of Hera, although we cannot beat that dungeon yet.
But that's still 2 free checks, because the big key and the small keys outside the dungeon, you know, those that still becomes a very quick 2 checks.
Yeah, it's basically overworld checks at that point. All right, that's the most sus thing I've seen yet. Rambler using the left side of Ice Rod Cave to set up the water walk. That's just madness.
And he also did it with buffering. Like, I don't even know the principles of water walking. And he's not even using... What?
So so what he's doing here is he's storing the water walk, which means he can use it. He's going to use it to come back from the hobo here. So he has a water walk state stored, but then he also did a fake flippers, which means the next time he jumps into the water going southward, he will use that water walk and then be able to dash back south.
Okay. All right, nothing from the old dude. You just stole his $5. We're going to get some desert checks from SEJay now. We got a map on Desert Ledge. We will never see the contents of that map. We also get some prickly to our face.
Yeah, the maps are somewhat useful in Key Sanity, less so in all dungeons, because you're going to have to beat them all anyway, so who cares whether they're pendants or crystals.
Waterfall Ferry. Oh, no! We lost Water Run, but that's fine.
Except without the Moon Pearl, he cannot go back in.
Oh my goodness. Rambler. Oh, wait, did Rambler gain health? Oh, that's what happened. Rambler gained health, and when you gain health, you lose your Water Run. Oh.
Yeah, so that...
I mean, that's still something you could do. Like, we have to do Ice Palace anyway. Check that other item when we do Ice Palace.
Yeah, I mean, that was the plan for Rambler, was to be able to check those Waterfall Fairy items even without the Moon Pearl, but unfortunately that 4th piece of heart ruining his plans there.
Oh, and to add insult to injury, another piece of heart for $500. Of all those checks, only Zora was in logic. But hey, we're about to get the lamp, and I think that lamp is going to send Rambler up the mountain. Or not. Okay, that works too.
Just not even going to bother with the lamp, apparently.
Doesn't even know it's there.
Or I guess he might be doing that after Bonk Rocks.
I would hope so. Because right now, the only checks Rambler has left is 1, if he wants to restore the Water Run to get that other Waterfall Fairy out of logic, and we still have all of his escape to do. Hammer makes it easier.
Yeah, sequence breaking Death Mountain at that point would not have been crazy. You're just kind of skipping over the lamp and getting to all of those items up on Death Mountain quicker, but...
yeah, now he knows it's all in logic, so he's going to go straight there. Probably he's like, man, I wish I would have done this before Bonk Rocks. Alright, so now we may see what's in the other item for SEJay here. Looks like SEJay's going to go straight there without checking the island or man near the bridge. Excuse me.
Yeah, this is sort of the more standard play with Water Walk. And he will get bitten the same way.
You and me and you, we will make the same mistakes as we do. So it looks like SEJay was thinking about doing a splash delete, but the crab was not there to be the extra sprite. As Rambler now is going to be turning into Old Man. And turning into Old Man gives you another piece of heart. And the Old Man gets bunk rocked. Dead rocked, I mean, not bunk rocked. Oh, man. It's been a long day.
And would not be surprised to see SEJay following Rambler up the mountain here, just a little bit behind, but he has done those extra couple of checks over in the desert areas. We see a big key on Spectacle Rock.
That's our first big, too. All right. So we'll find out what that big key is. If that's the big key to Hera, that's like, hey, let's go ahead and finish this dungeon now while you're here. Oh my god, the Homer sprite. We do get a map check. Green Pendant Pod and Crystal on Ice Palace. And this is the big key to Ice Palace. All right. Not needed, but it does feel good to have that just so you don't orphan the big chest.
Yeah, that's basically a fetch quest in Keysanity, but one that can take you a long time to turn in if you get it at the wrong time.
Well, another thing, too, it also lets you skip having to hit the switch if you Icebreaker.
Yeah, there are several of those keys that are not really required to beat the dungeon, but are just sort of convenient. Like a Mire Small, a Skullwood Small can all be really helpful for routing purposes like that.
All right, so nothing in in Hera, and you know SEJay's about to receive that. Arrows on Flowing Island, or the other peak, because it's actually another peak. But yeah, we're still looking for the Moon Pearl. We almost have access to almost all of Swamp Palace, which honestly would be 10 items to our runners right now.
Yeah, and I think both of our runners are expecting to find that Moon Pearl in Paradox Cave over here.
Oh, second big key to Desert. Oh, that's actually a decent key to find. Ooh, Rambler. Oh no, SEJay's talking to the troll ball. Oh, Rambler, you're playing fire. You're playing with fire, Rambler. All right, Rambler made it. Rambler's going to get a couple of hearts here and be okay.
There's going to be some very welcome hearts under these pots.
No, we get more bombs, which is nice.
Yeah, the Eastern Palace area is the other place that we haven't checked yet, so Saha's Closet or dip into Eastern itself might also give us that Moon Pearl if it's not here.
So far, 2 nothing items. Oh, don't! Oh no. That many more dorm. Well, we get the book, so that... Oh no!
Oh, that's unlucky for Rambler.
And it's one item. It's one item in the middle of nowhere. He's going to chase that book now. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, finding the Desert Big Key and the book are a pretty clear sign there, especially since we have boots and a fire source. So we can do pretty much anything we want in this dungeon, although anything behind a small key door is out of logic until we find the wild Desert Palace small key. SEJay also in a little bit of trouble health-wise.
Oh, Rambler's already get this bloom out, and he's going to be kicking himself. This is why you don't commentate your teammates' games.
It's just painful to watch sometimes. I think that definitely means, though, we're going to see Rambler come back up to Death Mountain like as soon as he gets Mitts and Hookshot, because he'll want to come back here and make sure there's nothing good in that last chest in Paradox.
For sure. Should have used the hammer. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. This could be the way. No, it's nothing. It's nothing. Okay, I feel a lot better now.
Getting a behind-the-scenes look at I Saw Rambler jump out of Vince team headquarters here.
So Rambler's going to be needing to get a lot of these arrows in this dungeon if we're going to fight the boss here. Because it's either that or Hammer Lamos, which is probably the worst thing ever.
Yeah, Hammer Lamo is awful. He could also think about stealing the key from the back and maybe save scumming it. Again, since the boss is not in logic yet, he might not be in any kind of rush to actually beat Lanmo, and could take the time to just see what's on the right side of Desert Palace here instead.
Oh, we get another big key, though, to Eastern. Oh, that's a full clearable dungeon. That is 100% full clearable.
The trail of breadcrumbs continues here. So at least Rambler is going to feel like he's on the right track right now. We see SEJay is in front of Escape, going to bash some guards over the head with a hammer. Just found a full heart in Dark Cross.
So yeah, that will give us full. That's 6 items in Eastern Plus. We have not seen Sarashla at all, so that's 9. That's actually not that bad. Not that bad of a haul right there. Get a small key to Thieves Town. That will give us the big chest. And Rambler has 18 arrows. I think you need 24? Is it 8 arrows per Lamo? I've never done regular arrow Lamos, so is it 8?
I want to say 8. I'm not sure.
I think it's same as Master Sword damage, right?
Yeah, I need a lot more arrows because I'm really bad at bow Lanmo, so.
Mind you, it's still... Oh, it's 4 arrows. Okay.
Okay, that sounds a lot better.
So we can miss 9 here.
Can tell how much NMG the commentators run.
Yeah. Oh, Rambler doing a good job at it too. Two down. And 3 down. First blood goes to Rambler, who gets the cane! Oh. That's a nice cane there.
Yeah, it is. And so, as we said, that cane is out of logic until we actually find that desert small key, since, of course, you might have taken the small key over to the right-hand side and opened up the vanilla big key chest, etc. But Rambler will be happy to have that. I was going to say, a lot of runners really like Key Sanity because it sort of tells you where to go. There's a lot less randomness of where am I supposed to go first. And this seed is a pretty clear indicator of that, right? Like 15 minutes in, we gave you the bow, the lamp, and the Eastern Palace big key. Maybe I should go to Eastern Palace.
Oh, yeah, we're also 22 minutes in. We haven't even found a sword yet.
Yeah, I think both of these runners are doing pretty well with just the hammer, that Death Mountain incident notwithstanding.
And both these runners also have the waterfall fairy on their minds. Small key to Pod, that's our second, and oh, there's our first Castle Tower key. We find ourselves a cape that gives us 2 items in Agate Tower. Aga actually has some benefits in Key Sanity because the 2 small keys inside the chest are replaced.
SEJay also finding his Eastern Palace big key over there. We will see how he plays this. He's going out of his way to pick up some arrows, so that makes me think he's also thinking about a Landmo fight right now.
Those mouse arrows. Those get them out. Get them out. I don't think either of these runners have cape. Oh, actually, I lied. SEJay decided to find out what was that in that map. I said cape would give us 2 items in Castle Catan. Good. I want to give thanks to our tracker, by the way, Mad Ewok Herd, who apparently can't stand listening to me while watching. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine, man. It's fine. Okay. So we are going to have another Arrow Lamos fight from SEJay. Oh, messing up Stalfos. It's fine. It happens.
And yeah, I got to think that we're going to find our Moon Pearl or something leading to it actually on Armos, since that's the only part of this dungeon that's actually locked by the bow, logically.
Well, Lamp was pretty late in the logic chain. Like, the lamp was a later spear than the bow, so... Oh, we're going to have some hammer Lamos now.
Not too bad there from SEJay, but I do feel like Rambler probably picked up a little bit of time on that fight, executing those NMG strats a little better.
Also went into it with more arrows.
That definitely helps.
Yeah, so now SEJay is going to go to Hyrule as well as... Not Hyrule. Eastern as well as Rambler's finishing it up. Another big key to Thieves Town. All right, with that Thieves Small, Thieves Big, that's all Thieves Town we can do as well. But let's go ahead and finish our second dungeon. It's not that often in Key Sanity where you have 2 dungeons done within the first 30 minutes. You're usually still hunting for keys and stuff at the time.
Yeah, you sort of like scramble to get your Dark World access and then do a whole Dark World loop and then think, okay, now is there even one dungeon I can beat right now?
I mean, I had a big Key Sanity in my mystery race, a couple days ago. And yesterday, actually. It was not even a couple days, it was yesterday. And I didn't even have my one dungeon done until an hour in because of having to find the big keys.
Yeah, those big keys can be brutal because, you can dip a lot of dungeons but not finish most of them, so that can be real rough.
Alright, we're going into the Armor's fight for Rambler, and SEJay is about ready to walk into Eastern. This has to... I don't want to say this is our Moon Pearl, and our next dungeon we're going full clear is Thieves Town. This might be a super linear seed from this point on. There it is! Oh!
So yeah, I agree. I mean, this just sets up so well to do your Dark World loop around from Village of Outcasts, finish Thieves Town while you're there, work your way down with the Mirror, check out Cave 45, all of that kind of stuff. So I would expect we'll see both of our runners there after finishing up Eastern. Or, of course, Rambler's going to prove me wrong, is Hype Cave first today.
Well, we do have 2 keys into Pod, which could give us 5 items. Or, yeah, probably thinking pod might be the play. Pyramid and catfish could be something too. I wouldn't want to do catfish until I have flippers, though, so I can make sure I get that last wildfire fairy check.
Yeah, although with both Kane and Bo, we have several options for splash delete if Rambler wants to give that a shot.
All right, we get a map. We get 20 rupees. We get a small key, 2 Turtle Rock. We need at least 3 of those small keys.
The other thing that Rambler might be thinking here is he can go up to do Pyramid and then finish off Front of Escape, which he has not done yet. That with that mirror, that makes for a little bit more efficient trip, since you can go ahead and do Pyramid and probably Catfish after that, while you're clearing up the Zelda Cell sequence.
Now, getting bullied right now by the enemies. He's probably wishing he had a sword right now. Oh, he's going straight to... Nope, I thought it was going to go straight to Catfish, but went over. Probably going to get this fairy while over here. Nope, proved me wrong. Oh, 300, that's not too bad. Once we get some potions, that could be some safety there. And you're right, we're going to go ahead and do Hyrule Dungeon. I don't think SEJay found anything of importance. Oh, we're also getting this... Okay, so we're going to get the Swamp Palace small key here. I forgot what the other small key was.
I think it's another Turtle Rock here on Uncle.
Oh yeah, so that's our second Turtle Rock small. SEJay got that one already. And this is going to be our Swamp small. Yeah, so SEJay got those keys early on, did the Unker route. I mean, Rambler, don't die here, man. Don't die here. Okay.
You can die here. This is fine. Actually, I would have been tempted in his spot to just do Dark Cross first and then take a Death Warp out of the back of the dungeon, but I guess he can Death Warp from Zelda's Cell just as easily, so... Just gonna grab some hearts there on the way downstairs.
Probably didn't want to deal with all the ropes and the keys. Alright, SEJay takes down Eastern's boss, Armos. And we'll see what SEJay decides to do with that Moon Pearl. I mean, again, I feel like Thieves Town is probably the play here.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty tempting. SEJay has already done all of the Hyrule Castle stuff that Rambler is doing right now, and of course, SEJay gonna just do the exact opposite of what we said one more time.
I mean, you have everything for it. You can do Hype Cave after. Man, we are such backseat gamers here.
I mean, as commentators, that is sort of our job, to be fair, but
yeah,
it's good to know the psychic link is turned on and the runners are just going to do always the exact opposite of what we said.
So by the time Rambler gets done with Dark Cross, both runners will be back in about an equal position here.
Yeah, pretty much all the same checks as that was the Turtle Rock big key in Zelda's Cell, so that's an important one for sure.
Need one more TR small to clear that dungeon out. Plus, you know, ice and fire rods.
And welcome to anyone coming over from the ALTTPR League 1. Joining us here, both of our runners finishing a couple of dungeons in the light world before finding their dark world access on Armos, and SEJay finding the flippers there in Cave 45. Both of them are just into their initial dark world trips at the moment.
All right, looks like this is going to be a catfish play here from Rambler, but you know, unless we get some splash deletion. Oh wait, can we not splash delete with Armorstead? I think that's something. That's like
it's not about whether Armos is dead. It's just about the weird ancilla variables can get thrown off by all of the arrows that you shoot in the Armos fight. So yeah, Rambler might have some issues with that if he tries to do it here. I am not fully versed in how all of that works.
Well, we're getting dig game right now from SEJay. And Rambler saves and quits. Forever orphaning that waterfall fairy check until probably Ice Palace. Oh, this is a lot of digs, though. For a compass! Now where is SEJay going? You don't have mitts. Are you just going to run across? Okay.
Yeah, he's just going to take the long way to this portal here, so... SEJay is going to run up to the portal from this side.
Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, so Vortex of Doom mentioning in chat that I think I agree with their analysis that runners might be really wanting to get a sword before they are going through Thieves Town if they're not super excited about a hammer blind fight or a Samaria blind fight. I might be thinking from the perspective of I would really like to find all of my stuff for Swamp Palace on my way around to the south. So, you know, it is still a bit of a coin flip. I can see thinking about this either way.
Alright, we are getting Skull Woods, though. This will give us 5 new checks, unless we find the Fire Rod and / or the Skull Woods big key. Oh, we get a pet check. That was a Gannis Tower small key that we are never going to pull out of the pedestal.
I was going to say, SEJay giving the people what they want, but the pedestal not really giving the people what they want. Ooh, and there's our first sword in the vanilla big key chest of Skull.
Speaking about getting someone what they wanted, that's probably something Rambler really wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll probably see SEJay grab that in just a second here as well. Becomes such a fast check with the cane. Nope, SEJay, you still don't have mitts.
Now we get another small key to TR. Okay, TR is now, once we have the required rods, TR is clearable. We also need mitts in the way to get to TR, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So it looks like SEJay is going to go ahead and do chess game. Rambler finds the mitts, though. Ooh, well, hey. Rambler's going to find that Master Sword. We're finding some arrows on people's screens. I'm still going to complain about that. Someone stop me.
So yeah, all of our swords just hiding here in the initial parts of Dark World. But yeah, this delay on Skull Woods might slow SEJay down a fair bit, but since he has already done the South Dark World stuff, he will probably head up there after doing Thieves Town.
Yeah, Rambler's going to go ahead and check Bumper Cave for a hook shot. We need to find that cape. Oh my goodness! Okay, well, Tempered Swords in Thieves Town.
Yeah, that's going to be about 10 minutes from no sword to tempered. That's going to feel good.
All right, we're going to check Graveyard Ledge, and we're also going to check King's Tomb here. Rambler, what's with you in bombs today? Small key here. This small key is for Misery Mire. We have found 3 Mystery Mire small keys, I think. Oh my god, there's the cape. This seed's crazy. This seed's, like, legitimately crazy.
Yeah, I was doling out the breadcrumbs for the first 10 minutes, just kind of one at a time, and then you get into Dark World and it just hands you everything right off the bat.
So Rambler did not save, go back to the portal. Is going to go ahead and, I guess, do Dark World south to north with the mitts. No, he went to Sanctuary. I thought he selected his house. My bad. SEJay's going to go ahead and do Thieves Town, which is probably what Rambler's going to be doing next, and will be extremely happy to find the Tempered.
Yeah, so let's run through what the options are going to be for our runners after they sort of swap places here and clean up all of the checks in this part of the world, because they're going to have mitts, hookshot, tempered sword. So they're going to be able to do Swamp Palace. We can maybe head into ice if we want to. We can, what was I going to say? Go back up to Death Mountain. Or there's also pods sitting there, although I feel like with other choices, that's going to be lower on the list until we find at least the pod big key and probably another small key or two.
Yeah, no, we definitely need 3. We need a minimum 4 small keys to get 90% of the checks done. I mean, it's you just orphan the vanilla big key chest and you orphan Harmless Hellway. And
I mentioned ice, but that's no good yet until we get some way to kill the freezors. But
yeah, but another thing about pod is if we get go mode, we find everything else with all the other dungeons. Like we find we don't need the Hero Big because we can Hero Pot. We find we find the Misery Mire Big Key. We're in key go mode. We have all the like if we find the rods and all the required medallions and flute, we're going to be in key go mode.
Yeah, I mean we're really what? Flute, fire rod, ice rod, maybe medallions, the Mire big key, the GT big key.
No, yeah, we still need to find the GT big key. By the way, if you guys have guessed anything under 70, I got some bad news for you. We're also missing the other castle tower small key.
Oh yes, my least favorite part of all dungeons, finding that second stupid castle tower key.
Alright, so SEJay is going to go ahead and try and do the script. I know Rambler doesn't quite do the script. Rambler has a different pattern he follows. And Blind's dead for SEJay. Oh my god! I don't believe it.
That's incredible.
This is stupid. This is legitimately stupid. So that's 3 swords in Village of Outcasts and the 4th in Skullwoods.
And 2 of them were actually in Thieves Town, right?
Yeah. This is legitimately stupid. Seed. Come on. So Rambler, who not even 10 minutes ago just found the first sword, like it was, 45 minutes he found his first sword, is going to have gold sword here in about 3 minutes.
It's pretty ridiculous. He's also going to find the mitts here in a second and has the cape to get him hookshot off a bumper ledge.
SEJay is about to find the mitts.
Oh, yes, other way around. Sorry.
Rambler has the cape. We'll see if Rambler goes ahead and goes straight to hookshot, or we'll do the rest of the south checks to find flippers. SEJay just found the gold sword.
Ooh, 3rd pod small in Blind Cell. Did not notice that before. And yeah, I think Rambler is going to have to go get the hookshot right away. Since he's already cleared off the other stuff in the North Dark World, he is never going to be back in this part of the world, so...
It just feels so bad. This is why I said, do thieves sound first? And you will have been, you will have done the south path, you will have found your flippers, you will have done other waterfall fairy check you guys both missed. Oh, Rambler gained some sword beams in there. Help him out a bit. Oh, bounces off the head. Missing a hit there. And that's done. And hello, Gold Sword. Well, we've already seen Zora. Well, actually, I don't think SEJay's done Zora. I think only Rambler has.
I feel like both of them did Zora because I know SEJay did Houlihan about the time that Rambler was farming the Ice Rod Cave rupees. Right. So, but yeah, we got that second waterfall key, or the waterfall item, and catfish that SEJay still has yet to do. Which could be a really big pickup because Rambler has isolated those guys pretty hard. We'll be able to do it when he goes to Ice Palace, but if that's something that blocks his entry into Ice Palace, that could be tough for him to get back to.
He needs to make sure he also gets that K45. Looks like if it's not a save and quit, it's probably going to go ahead and do south checks now.
Yeah, with those mitts out of Skull Woods, can do Smith Chain and everything along the way.
Hammer pegs too, which is going to be nice. Question is, do we go into Skull Woods without not Skull Woods, Swamp Palace without the Swamp Palace pick? Are you willing to orphan that one check?
I definitely would be at this point.
All right, we're still looking for the flute. And looks like we're going to go ahead and do dig game and pick up our froggy friend.
Rambler's going to get his approximately 9 billion digs for one compass. So anyone who joined us late, both of our runners did a water walk to check the waterfall ferry early on in the game, but they both found a heart piece in the first chest that they checked, which refilled their health and knocked them out of their water walk state. So they've both left behind one chest in Waterfall Cave.
And we're going to find out how big that chest is right now. And it's not big. Okay. Rambler could still save some time if we hit go mode before he decides to go check that in Paradox Cave.
It's almost as if I can hear Rambler's teammates celebrating that fact.
What? Commentator bias? Nah. We are going to see some Dark Death Mountain checks and find out our first medallion requirement now from SEJay. Hammer pegs is nothing.
And this is the first real serious divergence that we have seen from our runners. SEJay opting to not go back for Smith Chain, etc., because he had done more of the South Dark World checks prior to coming to the village.
Okay, I'm sorry, that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I think some quick swap shenanigans there got in the way of that hook shot, or mirror clip there.
I will point out that Rambler's team needs to win every single game for the rest of the season to have a chance to get into playoffs. Basically because, you know, the team in second right now is the team that Rambler's facing. Take 2 games off of them, and then if they lose 1 game the following week, while Rambler's team gets 4-0, Rambler's team actually gets second in the division.
Yeah, and New Hyrule Order is just 3 points behind first place in the division, so these are really important points for both teams. See, both of our runners have now found their 4th pod small key in different places.
We also found half magic in Hookshot Cave. Rambler doing some purple chest shenanigans. Oh, we do have book and a sword now. We can check bombos while we're here. We'll see if SEJay decides to check ether while he's up there.
And speaking of ether, we have an ether requirement to get into Turtle Rock, which was just sitting in Super Bunny Cave. So it looks like SEJay is going to go ahead and open up that dungeon right now. Can check a little bit with just that red cane and all of these small keys that we have.
So speaking of some good checks, purple chest turned out to be silvers, which could give an advantage. Not that big of an advantage, but could still give an advantage. So we get again the tower small. All right, Rambler, are we going into swamp? That's 10 items for you, I think. Yeah.
9, yeah, because we got to leave behind the big chest. But yeah, it's a lot.
I thought there was 11 checks total in swamp. Either way, SEJay is dipping into TR. We can check this chest here for 300 rupees. We can check Chain Chomps. We can actually get all the way to Laser Bridge with our keys.
Yeah, we can do basically everything except beat the boss and those 2 checks on the right-hand side.
Well, we're going to have to orphan the big key chest to do it. So we'll probably see SEJay orphaning the big key chest, just to make sure he doesn't need to go grab the final TR small.
Yeah, this would definitely be a situation.
Ooh. Oh no!
That delay in turning on the cape bit him there in the Chain Chomp room. But I was about to say, this would be a situation that's pretty set up to actually save scum that big key chest. You go all the way to Laser Bridge and, you know, sort of set your mirror spot to the big chest door. And then you can sort of take a death on Laser Bridge and then save and continue from there and then check the chest and just hard reset if there's nothing good in that lava chest.
Ooh, SEJay's taking this real slow. Doesn't want to mess up here. Gets a small key to pod. All right.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's all 6 of our pod keys as well. SEJay's going to have 5, and Rambler will only have 4 when he finishes up Swamp Palace.
Rambler can check all but 2 locations in pod, and, you know, that's a decent amount of items still.
And just thinking about the logic of the seed, I mean, SEJay is definitely thinking about all of these Turtle Rock small keys that we've gotten already and figuring that means there has to be something good in here if we've gotten access to it this early. Kind of makes me think the same thing about the all of those pod keys. But there's 3 items in pod that are logically locked by... Oh, sorry, 4 items. Well, 5, counting the big chest. Geez, a lot of items that are logically locked by having all 6 pod keys. So if we have logical access to all 6 of them, there could be all kinds of stuff in there.
We are going to check left side swamp. Why not? We're still looking for a half dozen items. I did not see what was in Mimic Cave. I actually had the restream pulled up. I can probably look at that real fast.
Yeah, just bombs.
That bombed. And we check the big chest for nothing. And nothing left side swamp. All right. So Rambler is definitely going for ABCD right now. Always be clearing dungeons. It's a great strategy for all dungeons key sanity because more than likely what you're looking for is inside dungeons. Especially now that almost all the overworld checks has been made. Yeah, you're missing the big key, buddy.
Yeah, and especially when Rambler was in this part of the world to finish off Smith Chain and stuff, you're never going to get closer to Swamp Palace than being right in front of it, so might as well do it.
Rambler's trying the diver down. So my thing about diver down, it only saves you about... Oh, there's our fire rod! Hey, ABCD!
Yeah, Fire Rod's a really big find because that's going to open up
Ice
Skull
Palace.
Woods.
Ice Palace as well. That can open up 2 checks in TR. And no saves come from SEJay. Did check all Laser Bridge. I saw nothing important there.
Yeah, definitely Rambler making the better choice there. Looks like SEJay will be in Swamp just behind him, though.
I say Rambler's going to go straight to Ice Palace after this. I mean, Gold Sword is going to make Cold Sear so easy. We have Icebreaker.
Yeah, these dungeons are just lining up so nicely, and Rambler's probably going to be hoping to find the pod big key in there somewhere, and can just head straight to Palace of Darkness after
nice
that.
silver right there. That's another thing Rambler has over SEJay's. Those silvers is going to make V so much better. It's going to make, you know, Helmut Star. Well, you got Gold Star. Helmut Star is not that big of a difference, but that Argus fight was fast. Yep, just going to run over, mirror, swim, get the piece of heart from... Excuse me, sorry. Get the piece of heart from Waterfall Fairy. But SEJay's about to get the fire rod as well. We'll probably see SEJay follow Rambler for a bit. And as a completely biased commentator, that's something any fan of Rambler right now will enjoy, is SEJay following for the rest of the season.
Completely unbiased. Got it.
Okay, chat. Just root for SEJay, just so we can balance out this bias.
Defining feature of this seed so far has been that all 4 swords were in the Village of Outcasts area. Chest game, Skullwood's Big Key Chest, and then 2 in Thieves Town, which was just ridiculous.
All right, we get another Ganon Sour Small. We're still looking for the Ganon Sour Big.
And SEJay also going to go ahead and do the left side right away. Again, pretty standard play in all dungeons keys. Full clear the game mode.
All right, Rambler gets Icebreaker. Very nice. Probably one of the best things to come out in 2020, considering how 2020 went.
Just more proof that Cane of Samare is the best item in the game.
Oh, I'm so glad that Cadence of Hyrule brought that item back. It's been so underloved in the last 30 years. Oh, there's our 4th TR small. That's all of TR we can check now.
And now, again, that might not be entirely meaningful because, of course, logically, we are going to need all 4 TR small keys at some point in the game. So, that might or might not mean there are any actual items there.
All right, so Ice Palace has been kind of underwhelming. We still got Ice Tea, and we also have Cold Stare to give us some hype. We find Ice Rod. That would send Rambler straight to TR, though.
And Rambler might have some magic issues at this point. Okay, yeah, so he is going to go backwards to get back downstairs, and that will save him a small key so he can go to that little refill room to the right before heading into the Cold Stare fight.
And if Rambler wanted to, Rambler could also go back upstairs after hitting the switch and push the block down without... Oh, well, no, wait. Rambler couldn't. We'll have to go all the way around. Yeah, Rambler has enough magic. What am I thinking?
So question in chat about Rambler and potentially heading to TR. He does not have Ether, but it is just sitting in Super Bunny Cave. And Rambler did have an unfortunate incident with a 3-heart Green Mail Paradox Cave trip and left behind 1 chest there. So we're thinking he might be pretty keen to go back up Death Mountain as soon as possible.
Oh, did we mess up here?
Oh, he's going to be short a Fire Rod shot, I think. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Rambler. He was trying to save it with the sword beam trick, but unfortunately got hit by one of the ice chunks and then did not have full health anymore. So that's going to be a costly trip back through Ice Palace he's going to have to take at some point.
Looks like we're going to remedy this by just going to Skullwoods. Just do Skullwoods. You'll get the big magic in the big key chest room. On the plus side, we don't have to check all of Ice Palace. It's just a quick trip back to Cold Stare. But it's a 2-minute trip to Cold Stare. This is why I'm not a fan of, like, advanced tricks like that. Yeah, they work, but... no?
Yeah, you're really relying on that... the execution on that trick, if you're counting on that to get you through the fight. And unfortunately, our runners have found 0 bottles to this point in the siege. There was no way to have a potion of any kind for Rambler, who has also, I think he's just heading up here for the full magic, I think.
Yep, yeah. Gotta make sure you kill enough enemies, though, so it doesn't despawn. But this does cost Rambler 2 minutes to go back to their ice palace, but Rambler's also just going to go ahead and kill Moth while we're here. So it doesn't cost that much time. But we'll probably see Rambler go back straight through Ice Palace to face Cold Stare. He's going to check the bridge chest first. Okay.
Yeah, I think weirdly, Quick Swap makes this perfectly fine. Because normally you check the bridge chest second just because, it's menu efficiency, but with Quick Swap you don't have to worry about that too much. But that flute is really big for Rambler.
Yeah, that's a fast way back to Ice Palace, and we're basically right next to Kakariko, so it's going to save time. And we can go ahead if, Rambler wants to hold off on doing Ice. Can just go ahead and do Mire or something. Just get all those checks out of the way. But we'll see if there's something big on Cold Stare. I feel like Rambler's just going to go straight back there after getting the flute.
So one thing I gotta say that we have not been thinking about is this Cane of Samaria that both of our runners had. That is still not in Logic because that was on Landmo, and we have not found that Desert Palace small key yet. So if Rambler's thinking about that, that might keep him out of Turtle Rock and save him from a long double dip of that dungeon.
I want to say Ice Rod's probably going to be on Cold Stare. If not, yeah. So Rambler's going to go ahead and run straight to Kakariko after bonking.
Also get that GT small key news.
SEJay now gets the last key to TR here.
And continuing with our theme of I'm always wrong, I've been saying all seed that Rambler might be very keen to get back to Death Mountain soon. I think by this point in the seed, he's now at the point of, I only want to make one more trip up Death Mountain. Yeah. He doesn't want to go back up there now until he's ready to do Ganon's Tower as well, if he can possibly get away with it.
All right, it is a Mire play. Which, it's still 13 items if you count Checkerboard and Mire Shed. We also need to make sure we have our key into it, which we don't. All right, that's going to say Rambler sometime then. Hey, speaking of bottles.
Well, the way the seed is going, I expect the third bottle in Checkerboard Cave and the fourth one in the first chest of Misery Mire.
That makes sense. Makes sense. No. It'll be on V. Kind of like how the fourth sword was on.
Yeah, that would be good.
Oh yeah, we still have the elusive Castle Tower key. So I'm sure we're going to check Sick Kid. Probably buy some green potions. Nope. We're going to just go... We don't have potions. If you're going to buy potions... Yeah, there you go. Alright, so SEJay got the thing to work.
And didn't need to since he had half magic.
Yeah. For a small key to Misery Mire. All right, so Rambler's still going to waste 2 minutes to go back through there, but that's basically the time that SEJay wasted dipping TR the first time for nothing. So I will say right now these runners are back even.
Yeah, it definitely feels pretty close at this point. Could be anyone's game. I forget, actually, where did SEJay find that half magic?
Hook shot.
Okay, yes, that's right.
All right, this is gotta be... What is it? Oh, this is a Pyramid Fairy check.
Yeah, Skullwoods was our second red crystal, so that was clearly also playing into Rambler's decision to head there really quickly with the Fire Rod. Looks like SEJay is also on that track. And since we do have our one Castle Tower small key, Rambler can also check those 2 chests in Aga Tower if he wants to.
Yeah, they are in logic.
And nicely done with the big bomb dupe there. Getting the screen transition just after the clock went to 0, and then the bomb just magically reappears again.
All right, so we get our first shield. Hey! Rambler's not happy by that. I know Rambler hates shields. And this is going to be an Aga Tower check.
Rambler putting those silver arrows to good use again. I wonder if we'll see SEJay go ahead and do Smith Chain after he activates his flute.
I feel like his CG might also be on ABCD mode right now. I mean, you're an hour in, and you've only cleared half the dungeons. You might feel behind. Oh, there's our Swamp Big. Oh, that Swamp Big was early in the logic.
Yeah, that is a gross thing to find there.
And here's the Ice Palace play with backups. Ooh, so... Oh, man. So...
Yeah, the thing is for SEJay, like, he doesn't have any more dungeons in logic. I'm trying to think of what we have left. I mean, we've seen, I guess it's the 2 chests on the right side of Turtle Rock. We got stuff like Spike Cave, and we got that Swamp Palace big chest. I'm trying to think of what else there
SEJay
is.
will be able to do all of Mire once SEJay activates the flute.
Well, but don't we need Bombos to get into Mire, right?
No, it's Ether.
Oh, it was Ether. Oh, I did not see that correctly. Okay, then yep, that's definitely going to be SEJay's next stop then.
SEJay can also do basically 90% of pod.
Yeah, there's definitely dips to be made, but you know there are no dungeons that we can full clear at this point, unfortunately for SEJay.
Come on, Rambler. And there, SEJay's getting the silver arrows, so I think Rambler is going to have Coldseer dead by the time SEJay gets the arrows. So we'll be basically back where they're in the same boat. I want to say Rambler does pod here.
Yeah, he can either head into pod or go up to Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny and find that Ether.
And Rambler still needs to get that ether from Dark Death Mountain. I don't think Rambler's going to make that play until we have Ice Rod. Unless it's the last play possible. Nice grouping for Rambler. One got away, but that is still Rambler's 6th dungeon. Both our runners are now at 6 dungeons apiece cleared.
And it looks like Rambler is making the pod dip.
Now this is going to be clear. Rambler's going to go ahead and skip everything but the 2 one-off chests. We'll still grab 9 items. Get the dungeon clear. We'll also have the green pendant to turn in.
Well, we have no pod big key yet. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So this is still 8 then. But it's pod. You normally find something you need to beat pod inside pod. So SEJay finds both bottles that Rambler found. We'll probably go ahead and do Mire before going to turn those in.
Yep, so both of our runners picking a dungeon where they can do pretty much everything that's not big key locked.
Oh, we don't have a big key for Mire either.
Yeah, this is where that whole plan of all dungeons keys tells you where you're supposed to be, because sometimes it just says, pick a dungeon and hope, which is where we are right now.
SEJay got away from Mire. Oh, Rambler can also save a key here, so we can still check either Harmless Hellway or the vanilla big key chest. By not opening that middle door there. So we can save key there. And I don't know if Rambler can... If Rambler can bomb jump, that'll be another key. So we could still check everything that's not big key locked here.
Yeah, with the hammer yump, and if you're willing to do the right side 3 times, I think it is, you can clear everything in the dungeon with your smalls.
There's your Desert Small.
There we go. Okay, so that Kano Samara has actually been in Logic for a long time, because this chest is in Logic with just the bow and access to Palace of Darkness. So...
That was a weird jump.
Yeah, sometimes that bonk is fiddly.
That bonk is sus. Call emergency mean.
Yeah, Vortex in chat also pointing out that save scum is possible with this level of keys. It's such a long trip back to Palace of Darkness, though. I feel like I rarely see a key save scum in pod outside of entrance. And looks like that's not on Rambler's mind anyway, because normally it would be that big key chest is the one that you save scum. He's just going to do the right side a bunch of times.
The silvers is not too bad. You just have to make sure you do that, and boom.
Oh, that's true. I keep forgetting that we don't have the big key. So he's actually only going to have to do the right side one extra time for sure here, since he will just be done at the end of this.
Oh, looks like Rambler is just going to completely orphan the left side. We find a shovel. And our fetch quests begin. While this is going on, I think SEJay is now moving towards Pod.
Yeah, I mean, Rambler can still go back and hammer jump from this side of the bridge.
I don't know if Rambler can hammer jump. That's the thing. Rambler could just go ahead and check this and be like, well, I'm going to find one more Pod small before, you know. Oh, Rambler's going for it. I had little faith in my teammate.
Yeah, nails that very nicely.
Small key to Castle Tower. Oh, that's Aga. We got Aga now ready to go. We'll do that last, though. That's going to be our last dungeon for Ganon. And a small key to Ganon's Tower. We found too many Ganon's Tower small keys. But we did find the desert small key while we were in there, so I wonder if that is on top of Rambler's mind.
Yeah, he could do desert. I think Death Mountain is the right play at this point, though, instead of those 2 checks in desert. Oh, well, he might be chasing that shovel.
Yeah, we got shovel, and then we got a lot of one-off checks, because we also have that Swamp Big.
Oh, that Swamp Big is going to be the last location for both of these runners, I'm pretty sure.
You know, they've been proving us wrong this whole time. You know Rambler's going to go straight there now.
Oh, I cursed him to do it.
Nope, this is the desert play.
Meanwhile, SEJay is in pod with all 6 of those small keys, so he's definitely going to cover everything.
Which we know from Rambler isn't anything other than the desert small.
Rambler is just working so hard to avoid this trip back up the mountain.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do it. Makes a lot of sense. You have to do it because that's how you get your crystal from Meyer. Oh, and the Castle Tower small as well. But that doesn't unlock any, like, progression.
Yeah, both of our runners have scouted just a heart piece on the lumberjack, so finishing Aga early doesn't do anything for us.
Oh, and desert does nothing either. Alright, where are you going, Rambler? This has to be the mountain play. You have nothing else. Yeah. So this is going to be the mountain play to probably Meyer. I don't see Rambler dipping TR without Ice Rod. I hope he doesn't dip TR without Ice Rod.
I don't know. I feel like actually dipping TR without Ice Rod is going to be the most tempting play to him at this point. He also might check Spike Cave right now. Probably is going to if he's heading in the portal right here. Although he might be just doing Ether Tablet on the way over to Turtle Rock, which I think he still has yet to check. Because the thing is, Rambler can clear absolutely everything in Turtle Rock except the boss and the big chest. So that's a lot of items.
I do believe by the process of elimination, Hera is a pendant, which Rambler might Hera pot to clear. Oh my god! Oh! Let's go! Okay. Yeah, Rambler's finishing both Hera and, well, with the Ether. Are
we just GT Big Key from Go Mode?
Yeah, that's GT Big Key from Go Mode.
Wow, I thought we had seen that Ether Tablet already, but SEJay did not head over there. Opted instead to dive into Turtle Rock right away and did not find his Ice Rod on that Ether Tablet.
And we have all the keys to do TR, yeah. So Rambler's just going full clear TR.
I was about to say that his best chance to to take a lead in this race, not exactly catch up, it's pretty even, or was pretty even, was to find something on that right side of TR that's Fire Rod locked. But just find an Ice Rod on the Ether tablet's pretty good too.
I was getting mad at Rambler. Well, he needs Pod Big too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we're short some big keys. Okay, we got a little ahead of ourselves.
We have all the irons we need. We just now need big keys.
Both of our runners have had Book for a long time because we got Book really early for access to Desert Palace, which got us our Eastern Big Key, which got us our Moon Pearl way back in the Light World times.
Oh man, that feels so long ago. Alright, so no new big keys from Hera. SEJay's going to go ahead and do the right side of Desert. Rambler's going to go do Dark World, find the Ether for TR. We'll be doing all TR. We are looking for Meyer Big, GT Big, and Pod Big. 3 big keys to finish this game.
And it's really still anybody's race. SEJay could be in some trouble if Rambler finds one of those important big keys on either Trinex himself or on the right side of Turtle Rock. But if SEJay finds one of those in Misery Mire, I think he'll be in decent shape because he can always check Ether Tablet on his way back up to TR whenever that happens.
Well, I mean, right now you want to see, if you're a fan of NHO, you want to see Hera Big. Because that's going to push SEJay to Hera, because that'll be, you know, the big chess.
Yeah, or a French Vanilla Meyer Big, I think, would also pull him right back in it.
But speaking of Meyer, we are in Meyer right now. Let's see what Meyer gives us. We get the small case Skull Woods. That's not what we need here for our first item. And we're doing an early cutscene chest. The Rambler sees that Ether, is like, yippee!
Yeah, I think the early cutscene chest makes sense here from SEJay. You know, with 3 items from Go Mode, you sort of expect you're going to have to full clear this dungeon anyway, so.
Alright, so we're going to get 3 more checks from Rambler here, because we're going to see both right side and Trinex. If all 4 of these checks are the big keys, how crazy would that be? Or 3 checks, I mean.
That would be pretty absurd, but we've seen plenty of that already.
The 4 Swords. That's the subtitle of the seed. 4 Swords Adventures.
I was going to say, all the 80 keys practice seeds I've done so far this week have had something on pedestal, so...
Well, we get Red Shield. That's something SEJay wanted to see there.
And nothing in Meyer yet. SEJay's still really hoping to find the big key here in its own dungeon.
SEJay's still looking for Ice Rod. And we get 1 more shot for it, though. And it's a big key! To this dungeon!
Oh my goodness.
On the flip side, once Rambler's done here, Rambler's basically going to be going straight to Meyer anyway. I mean, we've checked everything else. But that bailout, though. That bailout. It's the classic Meyer bailout.
That's completely ridiculous. Meanwhile, the right side was nothing for Rambler, so he's not really picking up anything new there. He will be able to look at Lava Chest, though, which I believe SEJay skipped before and did not save Scum.
Also, Rambler did not die to Chain Chomps and will only be dipping this dungeon once. So SEJay is going to have to spend, 4 minutes running through TR later on.
Yeah, of course, Rambler will have to do an extra mountain climb since he'll have to fly back down to finish off Meyer and then come back up to Ganon's Tower. But you gotta think that the pod and GT big keys are just going to be in GT at this point. So,
oh, that would be disgusting.
Yeah, probably regardless of what happens, both of our runners are going to be in GT as soon as they can be.
All right, we got our V fight now from SEJay. Oh, Lava Chest was only 10 arrows. We're now just looking at Trinex for progression here. Or it might be V that's our progression. Nope, just...
Wow. Wow.
I'll be weighing the pitchforks and the torches.
Yep, get the bonfire ready.
Yeah, well, yeah. Once you do TR, you'll be going straight into Ganon's Tower. So we'll see. Looks like SEJay is doing something.
Oh, did he never do Hobo? Yeah, because he water walked straight up to Waterfall Cave.
Okay.
So yeah, he's still on that ice rod hunt.
So that'll give Rambler a bit of time. Rambler's definitely all Rambler got left is Meyer from here.
Yeah, and Rambler has also finished off Tower of Hera. So while that is pretty fast with the Hera pot, that is a little bit of time that Rambler has banked.
So we're going to have that question, though, about the Swamp Big. I mean, that Swamp Big can easily hold the GT Big or the Pod Big in it.
Yeah, and since Rambler has already beaten Hera with Hera Pot, and we expect SEJay will do the same, that could always be the Hera Big Key in Ganon's Tower, which has the Pod Big Key in that big chest. So all sorts of weirdness is still possible in this.
Don't forget about the Hera Small.
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
Swamp Big has not been checked because both runners beat Swamp before finding the Swamp Big in Aga Tower. Oh my goodness, is this... No. He's doing it. This is the Swamp Big play.
And this feels like it's going to be sort of a make or break moment because this is a big time commitment. That if it turns out there's nothing here, this is going to be rough for SEJay. Of course, he is looking for the ice rod that's up on that ether tablet. And he's just trying to finish off everything he has down the mountain to make sure he doesn't have to climb an extra time.
This is the win or lose play. Like, if there's a big key in the Swamp Chest, I'll tell you this right now, New Hyrule Order will win this race. Like, this is the play. And if there's nothing here, Rambler's team's going to win this race. That's the separation right here. All
So
right,
Rambler
moment of truth. Oh, there's nothing in Swamp Palace. That was a 2-minute time sink right there, and nothing on Trinex. That means GT.
Yeah, GT definitely has our required big keys from the looks of things.
That's the only checks that's left. We've seen everything else. And now SEJay's going to be rushing to... What's SEJay rushing? Oh, wait, we never did see Spike Cave, did we?
Yeah, Spike Cave is still floating, and CJ's got Ether Tablet to check, so Rambler is going to head over to Spike Cave. Or
Maybe.
not. Oh, is he? He's going to go check that one chest in Paradox.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, SEJay is going to have I am go mode here.
That Ice Rod's going to feel real bad for CJ.
So now SEJay is going to be checking the right side, lava chest, and Trinex. So basically just full clearing the dungeon again.
Yeah, you don't save very much time going back through TR a second at a time, and especially not when you still have chests, these out-of-the-way chests to check.
But what will save time is SEJay will be able to go straight into GT. Possibly being GT before Rambler, because Rambler is going full clear Mire, looking for the other big keys.
Okay, CJ skipping the right side for now. He might be going ahead to beat Trinex first, and then might want to duck back in to do those two chests on the right side. That might be the plan here, kind of like when you do Vidi first and then clear out the cutscene chest and stuff like that.
Alright, this has to be the Mire play. And it is. So, if you're just joining us, we are looking for two big keys. The Pod big key and the Ganon Sour big key for Go mode. And they are more than likely in Ganon Sour. So technically, we could play the Ganon Sour game. Technically. Except we could add, like, between 1 and 40 right now. Because I think that's how many checks that are left in the game.
Yeah, there's not too many left outside of GT at this point.
Because you'll have, if we find Pod big in Ganon Sour, well, there's going to be a big key in Ganon Sour. There's no question about it. The thing is it going to be the Hera big, the Pod big, or the GT big?
I'm gonna play the role of chat here and come up with the worst idea I can, which is it's possible that it's just the Hera small in Ganon's tower, and then all of the other big keys are locked behind the Hera basement key.
No. Hera small to GT big, and then the GT big chest has the Pod big.
I like it. I like it.
So you have to do all of left side twice.
We could also throw in the Skull Woods big key somewhere in there too.
Oh yeah, no. You see the big key on the torch, and you think, oh, that's it, and then it's the Skull Woods big key. But it will be SEJay the first one into GT though. Yeah, so SEJay having to double dip TR actually worked out in his favor here.
So yeah, we'll see if SEJay decides to do Hera right now. I would not be surprised to see him clear out the GT basement first, and then just mirror to Hera once he finds the pod big key. But you know, if something winds up being in the Hera big chest, you don't want to have to dip that twice if you don't have to.
More likely, we'll find Hera big in GT or something, and then that'll just make, you know, gives you one extra check in Hera that you don't want to double dip.
Oh, SEJay is skipping TR right side.
We know there's nothing over there, but it's still something. Nope, actually, he's going to go ahead and do Hera. Never mind. And Rambler's going to go ahead and just hook shot over to Bridge Chest here in Meyer, fall into the pit. And then we'll do V, and then we'll be also going up to GT.
Yeah, I mean, SEJay is definitely going to do the Hera finish off Moldorm before he does the GT climb. It's just a question of whether you do it before or after the basement of GT. Because you don't want to find the Hera big key, you know, at like the pre-Moldorm chest or something, and then have to climb Death Mountain again. But
All right, so SEJay gets the pendant. We only have one more dungeon of the main 10 left to get the green pendant, which could still also have our Organic Sour Big Key on the green pendant. That would be kind of funny.
oh, that would be awful. Dip GT to get the pod big, to get the GT big key off of green pendant. That would be terrible.
Ooh, Rambler having a quick fight there, V using cape strats. And we're going to go ahead and go through Ganon Sour. Down to the first floor, we find the Canyon Burna. We're not going to pick up the Canyon Burna. Rambler is now also going to be joining SEJay and GT. This could actually come down to GT routing. We always talk about GT routing here on these networks, but you know.
Yeah, SEJay definitely does have a time advantage getting into GT at this point.
Oh, there's the pod big. Left side. All right. Question is, do you continue on? Or do you just go ahead and clear the rest of pod? Looks like we're continuing on. All right.
Yeah, I would definitely go ahead and do the rest of the left side of GT at the very least, and probably the entire basement before I even think about leaving to go to pod. Although I guess if I do the entire basement and still haven't found the GT big key, I don't have to think, I just have to go do it.
If you get lost in the dungeon, there's the map.
Not quite the dungeon item we were looking for, game.
Oh, Skullwoods, okay. We found the mushroom in the big key to Skullwoods, so that's 2 additional checks for the GT Big. Rambler is now joining SEJay in the dungeon. Question in chat. Yes, the chest in Ag has been checked. We found the swamp big there.
Yeah, if Rambler could potentially find the GT Big Key on the right side of Hope Room, which he is going to check right off the bat here.
We get a big 300, followed by a small key. Bob's chest is another piece of heart, and Rambler's going to go full right here. Oh, Rambler. For the fans. For the fans. We're going to check tile room. And we get Mirror Shield, followed by bombs, followed by bombos. And now SEJay's going to go ahead and do right side.
We're going to see some sync from our runners here, from the looks of things.
Question is SEJay going to do tile room? For bombs. And nope. So now all runners are following each other. If we do not find the GT Big over here, it will come down to yeah, actually SEJay just has a big lead.
Yeah, I think Rambler's best chance now is if we do not find the GT Big Key on this right side, and he decides to mirror out as soon as he finds that pod Big Key on the left.
By the way, did you like those frame-by-frame syncs from our runners as they check those 4 chests?
Yeah, the Russian judge gives them a 9.8 in their synchronized compass rooming. So tile room from SEJay now, as Rambler is about to find his pod Big Key in the Dark Magician's room.
Let's see if Rambler decides to chase that pod big right away. He's not. He's going to go ahead and do the rest of left side, because you don't want to go through all of this again.
Yeah, that would have been a real gutsy call to head out immediately upon finding that one.
Alright, so SEJay's going to go ahead and leave. Gotta turn in mushroom, gotta do pod. And basically, it's either... Oh, we also have the Skullwoods big chest, too.
And SEJay's got Spike Cave, which he's going to do right now.
So this is the pod play. Or mushroom turn-in will be faster, though.
I don't know. I would be tempted to just go straight to Helmasaur.
Now that's the play. Straight to Helma.
I'm trying to think if there are any of these one-off overworld checks that Rambler has that SEJay doesn't, and I'm just not thinking of any.
On the plus side, once Rambler gets these 4 chests out of the way, will just mirror out and will probably be following SEJay.
Yeah, I would expect he will also just flute straight to pod.
We just hit the point where this is now like, randomized or Russian roulette. There's only so many chambers left that the go mode items in.
Ooh, I'm not sure SEJay has the time to finish off this hammer yump right now.
That gives Rambler a few moments to catch back up. We'll see if Rambler decides to do Helma first. Oh no!
What?
We found all the big keys except for the last one.
Why do any of us play this game? Is this what having fun is? This doesn't feel right.
And Rambler's going straight to the big chest. Both runners, the second they saw that big key, their face went all relieved and then twisted to anger,
Oh yeah, it's just the game is twisting the knife at this point.
So basically, this is just going to come down to execution and who makes what play.
Yeah, there are definitely some possibilities for making a big jump at this point. If someone were to go back up the mountain and really hope that it's in that Hera big chest, that could be a big play or a huge time loss. But yeah, it's just a question of how many checks our runners make before they find the right one.
All right, Helma's down. That will also give us green pendant, so we can turn in green pendant. And we find powder.
All right, so SEJay breaking out the mirror, going to turn in that green pendant right away, I assume, while we're here.
We don't need to go to PED. Rambler's right behind SEJay, less than a minute apart. Oh my goodness, there it is. The big heat against hour. SEJay, hour 53, go mode. So it's going to all come down to execution GT. Execution and Aga Tower and execution against Ganon.
And I've said it before, I will say it again, no one is more sus than Sahasrahla is. Like, oh, you're just holding on to the Ganon's Tower big key? You don't want to maybe mention that at some point, Sahasrahla? Like, whose side are you actually on?
I wish instead of the bomb shop in Sahasrahla telling us where their dungeons are, if they actually just give us like a hint to what they're holding.
Exactly, right? I lost my family heirloom in somewhere, and if you find it, I'll give you some hot garbage,
No,
or I'll give
no,
you something really, really important to beat this freaking game.
not like that. More like instead of not just tell you what the dungeon is at all, just say what you're holding. Hey,
Yeah.
I need my heirloom. Just you know, I'll trade you a green pendant for this key to evil's bane. So yeah, this is going to come to execution. Um, yeah, I'm now worried.
Yeah, SEJay definitely has a bit of an edge going back into GT. I mean, both of our runners are fully equipped. We're sitting on red mail, butter sword, silvers, pretty much everything we need, even powder for the safety at this point. And CJ is going to be entering the gauntlet right about as Rambler gets back into Ganon's tower. Ooh, some nice splash damage there in Gauntlet 2 for CJ.
The Fire Rod Splash Jam strats are pretty fun.
And that half magic coming in real handy, so you can just spam out those shots as you need to. And yeah, Rambler having a little bit of trouble in this third room of the gauntlet, as CJ is had a nice quick Lanmo 2 fight. Rambler also bringing out the silver arrows.
It's so impressive when you do silver Lambos because of all the lag in that room.
Yeah, and that one shooter in the corner just always shooting at the exact wrong time, of course.
So yeah, now that we got done with Moldorm 2, we're going to have to fight Aga 2, then turn around and face Aga 1. It's kind of weird. Key sanity is, all dungeons key sanity is backwards.
I mean, I think AD Keys was just doing time loops before Ocarina of Time made it cool, you know. A double there to start the Aga 2 fight. Another decent setup here. So pretty nice 3-cycle Aga fight from SEJay. You really can't ask for much more than that unless the RNG is really in your favor. Got really nervous there for a second because SEJay only had 1 Castle Tower small key, but he's already opened this door. Solid Aga 2 fight from Rambler as well. Got his triple on the 2nd phase of that rather than the 3rd, but pretty much the same from both of them. And SEJay maintaining or maybe even extending his lead by just a little bit on his way up to the Aga 1 fight. And again, with runners this well equipped, I would be surprised to see SEJay give up this lead at this point. But as we know, anything can happen in this Ganon fight.
Oh yeah, and I mean, they're still basically a minute apart, so any small thing can still happen. But there is the, blue ball guessing game that we try to play every now and then here. And now SEJay has to do is get into Ganon as Rambler starts his Aga fight.
Yeah, generously fast Aga 1 fight there. I thought they were going to be in that at the same time, but SEJay finishes it quickly and into this Butter Sword Ganon fight.
Zero blue ball Aga. The best Aga you can hope for. But yeah, we don't like calculating. Oh my goodness. SEJay with the 1-1 to go straight into phase 3. Basically, a Ganon fall here could be the difference maker, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, especially with silvers, it's a lot more comfortable fight. You're not trying to push as hard necessarily as you have to during a silverless fight. We'll see if Ganon ever wants to actually stop warping around, but those warps will be the same for both players.
Alright, Caesar's going to get one quick arrow in. Do we get the torch glitch? We do. Oh, is this the triple? Oh, didn't go for the triple. But Ganon with a short teleport there for the 3rd hit. Ooh, that fireback could have proved deadly for SEJay. But SEJay is going to finish this off. Gannon's exploding. We just have to walk past a precarious 1x3 bridge. And SEJay will finish first with a time of 2:04.34, knocking NYRambler jump out of the vents, out of playoff contention. There's only 3 teams in the running for division playoffs right now in the Hyrule division of the Open League. And I do also believe that does put spoiled leftovers in playoffs too. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. GG's to SEJay for a really nice race with a very interesting seed.
All right. Rambler gets a nice double. Do we get the... Yep. Before the torches go out, we get that one. So Rambler's going to be finishing in second. Extremely close race. Feels bad to be his teammate right now. But, we still did good. We're going to have fun for the next 3 games. We'll finish in second place, 2:05.34, exactly a minute apart. Get your GGs in chat.
Yeah, GG's to Rambler as well. Really great race, fun race to watch on both sides, and we'll see if we get our runners in chat here. Sounds like we might have them here. GG's.
GG.
So, yeah, any initial thoughts from you two about this seed?
Why did I go into Turtle Rock without a fire rod or an ice rod?
It actually paid out off for you. Like, it honestly did. Because you already went through TR. Basically, you just was able to go to GT after finishing Meyer. I mean...
Well, at the time I thought this seed's going real smooth. I'm right here. Like, maybe I just take a peek. And then when I died to Chain Chomps, I had Vengeance to be settled. And then I committed to the whole dungeon, which I should not have done. That was a silly play. I was going to go over and do Hera and Ether Tablet beforehand. It ended up making me Orphan Ether Tablet like the whole entire game. Like, other than that TR decision I made, I felt pretty good about this seed. It wasn't too bad.
I liked my Landmo 1 kill.
Oh yeah, your Lambo 1 kill was sexy, man. Your Lambo
yeah, that was
kill
fun.
Was good too.
Yeah, were either of you thinking about that Cane of Samaria on Landmo that was technically out of logic at the time when you both did it until you found that Desert Palace small key, or did that not really factor in at all?
I mean, I knew it was out of logic. I was just happy to have it, so I could just do, free Ice Palace.
Yeah, I mean, getting Red Cane is a good item to get, so I didn't think too much of it.
That did keep me out of Turtle Rock. I didn't do Darkness Mountain until the very end, basically, because I had so much stuff to do in the rest of the world. I did pod before even going up there. The pod dip didn't pay off with 2. It only had Captain Power.
Yeah, how about that freaking pod? Like, ew. Like, here's your 6 pod smalls. Go to pod for absolutely nothing. Like,
I always opened the front door just to make life easier for me, but I decided if I don't end up finding the other 2 smalls, or if they're in GT and I can just avoid it, I'll do it. But I found the 2 of them basically right away after I left pod.
Yeah, Turtle Rock was pretty much the same way, right? There were Turtle Rock smalls all over the place, and then just really nothing in there.
Yeah, I was really surprised when nothing was in Turtle Rock.
All the GT sanity is when you get 3 Turtle Rock smalls, you start to worry, lava chest might come into play. But I had 4 at 50 minutes, and I was just like, what's going on? Also, what's up with the swords in the seat? I was swords for 35 minutes, and I had butter at 50.
Yeah, we were pretty amused to see that because, geez, I forget which one of you it was. One of you went to Skull Woods immediately, and then the other one went south. And was like, it's going to be a while until they find a sword. And then they went to Chess Game, and then they went into Thieves Town. And it was just there's some more swords.
Yeah, I went to Skullwoods first. I figured, just do the front, see what's there. And there's a sword in the Samari lock chest. So good thing I asked Samari for that one, too. And it's all right, let's do... Now, I was a little leery about going into Thieves Town without a sword because the blind fight might get a little out of hand. I was like, let me just look for a sword first. Then when I found a sword, I was like, all right, we're good. Then I found another one, and another one.
Yeah, my game plan was to do hammer and Samaria blind, and then I found the 2 swords, and I was like, well, that's a lot easier.
Yeah, I was gonna probably Samaria blind. That was probably what I was going to do if I didn't find a sword. But yeah, this scene was I thought I routed it correctly. It just, like I said, the goof on Cold Stare. And what's more sick is that the fact that I could have saved it, because if you have sword beams, you can like double hit with a fire rod shot and a sword beam hit. The same way that a sword beam cancels out when you hit the red Igor with a bow. It's the same thing with Cold Stare, except that it does double damage. So
yeah, and Vortex of Doom was telling us in chat you can do the same thing with arrows, but apparently the timing is really difficult. I've never even seen that done before. So
yeah, I did it in a race, not on Restream. It might have been just a casual race I was doing, where I fell down to Cold Stare and had one shot too few, and so it just kind of shot an arrow and shot the fire rod and prayed. And I did get one in there, so it's very difficult to do and not very practical.
I never tried it with the arrow, but obviously I've seen it done. I've done it before with the sword beam. So when I messed up the first shot, I was like, all right, let me just sword beam. Then the ice fell right on top of me. I lost sword beam. I was like, oh, well, now I'm just done. But yeah, GG's SEJay.
GG.
It was a fun scene, despite, GT Big Key being on Sahashala with the pod bait. That's going to happen sometimes in all the key sanity. And the fact that we were still at the 205, 204 mark, despite getting 190. I had 190 on my collection rate. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I was at 191. I think that getting the boots early helped. Yeah. I said this after my mystery race this last weekend that I haven't really gone into any of these races comfortable. Because there's a lot of really good runners just in our division, in the Open League in general.
Our division could have been an invitational division. Let's be real.
Yeah,
there are a lot of good runners.
Yeah, so I have not felt comfortable yet going up against anybody. But happy.
Yeah, same.
Happy to get the win for NHO. I know that I think Pool Float and Monkey play on Wednesday, so I'll be tuning in to watch that.
Yeah, well, we're now officially out of the playoffs. We needed to run the table to have a shot, but now we're out. So we're going to be rooting for you guys. Well, obviously, we're going to try to spoil you a little bit, but next week.
But yeah, NHO, you're in pretty good shape at this point. Tied for first in the division and 9 points ahead of the third place team at this point. How are you feeling going into the rest of this week and then week 7?
I like my teammates a lot. I think we all are really strong racers. I think that next week is going to be one of those weeks where we're just going to have to sit back and say, let's have fun with it, whatever will be may be, because you never know with Co-op Enemizer what's going to happen. I mean, we practiced one the other day, and there was like Ice Trinex and Landmo 2 Trinex, and it killed us like 5 times or something like that. So we'll definitely be practicing that this week to get a little more comfortable with it. But we've played pretty well, and I'm happy with the way that this season has gone so far, and hopefully we'll keep it up and get into playoffs and kind of see where we stand.
We just literally threw together at the not the last minute, but I know Kachiri and Poolflow were both looking to get in, and I was sitting there in a Discord together, and I was just like, I was planning on taking the league off. I took last league off, but I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's just see what happens. And 12 points, not too bad. And I only have one win, and I'm the best. I would say best, but I'm the more experienced runner of the 3, and I only have one of the wins. Those 2 have done really good for their first tournament. I'm proud of them.
This isn't my first tournament. I was in the league. I was
in
the league. Yeah, I was like 0-7 in the last league.
You got 2 wins this year, so you're doing much better. Yeah, Poolfloat is also like, he's super new, and he got a win already. So I'm obviously a veteran runner, and I've been doing. I just love this game so much.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun racing today, and Was really nervous on the Ganon fight because I had felt like I had made definitely enough mistakes to fall behind, but luckily it sounded like you had some cold stare issues. So
yeah, that was
That-
that was basically the difference. 'Cause I had to go back and do Ice Palace. That's another 2 minutes down the drain. I think there was one other, like I died in Paradox and I went back to check the one chest I missed. Luckily, I got the book. That was that was the important chest. I died right after I got the book.
You know what happened to me? I went to, and I don't know if you guys mentioned this on Restream or not. You probably did because it was really funny. I set up Water Walk and went into Waterfall Fairy Cave, and then picked up the heart piece and lost my
I did the same thing.
Oh man, that felt so bad.
I went back for it just before Ice Palace, just to be safe.
Yeah, we weren't sure if Rambler you were gonna do any kind of splash delete when you did Catfish right away to go finish off that one chest in there.
I don't know how to splash delete. If I did, I may probably still wouldn't. If I had in my mind I was just going to do it before I did Ice Palace.
I almost tried to splash delete while fake flippering because I forgot everything in my life. Luckily, I didn't make a complete fool of myself on Restream.
Yeah. That's another thing. I was like, I just recently learned Diver Down. I was thinking about doing the Diver Down left side swamp, but I decided not to just to be safe. It took me 2 or 3 tries to get it in the back of swamp, but still.
All right. Well, I think that will just about wrap us up here. Any final thoughts from our 2 runners today?
Thank you guys for doing commentary. Thanks, Amerith, for the restream. I didn't catch who the tracker was, but thank you also to all the people who track and do all the hard work so that people can watch these streams. It's fun, and yeah, thanks.
Yeah, same here. We have 1 more week to do. We still got open and invitation, lots of stuff. So I'll be, commentating and watching still.
I mean, we still have a chance for 3rd. It's not quite out of the running.
Yeah, we'll see. I came in with low expectations to begin with, and I wouldn't say we're surpassing it yet. I think we're 1 or 2 wins away from surpassing it. So let's go. Let's get it.
So yes, I will also say thank you to our tracker for today, Made Walk Herd. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry, but
Mad Ewok Herd.
Mad. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Mad Ewok Herd.
Trust me. No. We they and I had a long conversation about that earlier this year.
Oh my gosh, I feel very dumb now. But yes, thank you to Mad Ewok Herd for helping us out with the tracking today. We really appreciate it. And of course, be sure to give both of our runners a follow. I'm sure they would appreciate it. And as you see, we've got our schedule up for more races in the league on the Speed Gaming channels and here on the ALTTPR League channels as well. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled there for more great rando action over the next couple of weeks as we head into the playoffs.
But yeah, no, and until then, schedule's up on the screen. And we'll see you guys next time. May the Triforce be with you guys.